Welcome to another DK Custom Products video. My name is Kevin. This is Dwayne. Today we're going to talk about what seems on the surface to be a really simple question, but it's actually many questions in one, a little bit complicated. So this one little question talks about XIEDs, decel popping, tunes, over-richening a tune, and thunder torque inserts.
That's right. But before we get started, as always, we would appreciate if you guys would like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. It would really help us out. So this question, this guy, I'll read it, and he ordered an IED, an XIED. And if you aren't familiar with what an XIED is, it's a fuel management device, a fuel enrichment device to be more exact. And we did a whole video on it. We'll put it up in the corner. You can check that out. But this guy's question, I'll read it here. I installed the XIED, didn't notice a thing. I bought a set for a friend's 07 Street Glide, which is a pretty much stock 96 engine. It has a set of slip-ons and a K&N air filter. I got them because every time it decels, it pops and backfires. After we put them on, we just knew it was going to be like a new bike. Well, after the first little ride, he didn't notice any reduction in deceleration popping. We figured maybe it needs some time. Well, that was a month ago and still not a bit of difference.
So, and I understand that's frustrating. He bought some XIEDs thinking that it would cure the decel pop.
Yeah.
And we'll put in here, right here, you can put on the screen, Dwayne, what the XIEDs do. And you notice there's nowhere where it says that it fixes decel pop.
Right.
But I understand why he thought it might. And that's because there's a popular strategy among a lot of people that the way that you can reduce or eliminate decel pop is by over-richening your AFR.
Right. And in fact, there's a lot of aftermarket fuel management devices that particularly deliver excessive fuel when you close the throttle so it doesn't pop. You know, it hurts fuel economy, absolutely, but it cuts down on the popping. But it's overly rich. That's not ideal for performance.
And just a little sidetrack bonus note here. Harley started doing it OEM about, I think, 7 or 8 years ago. If you have a fuel injected 07 through 12 or I think through 12 bike, and if you have open pipes and you let up on the throttle, you chop the throttle to 0, you're going to have decel pop. Okay? But if you like decel pop like I do, and you have a 14, 15 or newer bike and you chop the throttle to 0, you're not going to have decel pop because Harley put it in the OEM tune to do exactly what you just said. When you chop the throttle, it feeds extra fuel in there to stop the decel pop because so many people don't like it. So this guy thought, okay, the IEDs product line is going to help richen the AFR, and so that will stop the decel pop. It's perfectly understandable, but here's the problem. The IEDs put you at ideal for performance AFR, not over-rich AFR. And so if you want to stop decel pop by over-richening, you need to use a tuner and you need to dump a whole bunch of extra fuel in at 0 or very low throttle. The IEDs don't do that. The IEDs are concerned about the ideal AFR for performance. And it's not ideal to dump a bunch of extra fuel in there.
So rather than over-enrichening the entire AFR, why not address the AFR within the exhaust alone? Because that's going to curb the deceleration pop. And the best way to do that is with the Thunder Torque exhaust inserts.
Right. And besides getting rid of the decel pop if you don't like it, it also gives you more low and mid-range power.
Multitude of videos on those. We'll put links in the descriptions below. But the way they work is they stop that reversion that sucks in there and pops and ignites. And that's a much more optimal way than trying to overly enrich your tune, robbing performance.
Yeah, we did a whole video we'll put up here about decel pop, but the Thunder Torque inserts are the way to get rid of decel pop. Some of the takeaways from this video is the IED products provide an ideal AFR for performance, but don't look to them for over-richening and getting rid of the decel pop.
Right.
And the best way to get rid of decel pop is to change the AFR in the pipes, which has nothing to do with what's happening in the engine. And the best way to do that is with the Thunder Torque insert. One other little side note is him saying that he was going to wait a month to see if it, would change. And that is because the IEDs do get better and better the more that you ride, but they get better and better at providing the ideal AFR, not an overly rich AFR.
Absolutely right.
Hope this video was useful. You all ride safe out there.